Mapping Hidden Passages of Mercy Through Suffering, written by Ghazala Lari. Every epic of prophetic history is punctuated by moments when the seemingly impossible is rendered possible through a dramatic, divine intervention. And these miracles are not merely displays of power, but profound lessons that echo through the ages, urging humanity to cling to unwavering trust in the one who orchestrates every event. From the furnace that refused to consume Ibrahim to the sea that split for Musa, each narrative reveals a pattern. God permits the presence of danger, yet he fashions a hidden passage that guides the faithful toward triumph, thereby affirming that every trial is a concealed conduit toward a higher purpose. One prophet Ibrahim, pbuh. When the tyrant king cast Prophet Ibrahim into a roaring pit of fire, the world expected the flames to devour him. Yet the Almighty did not douse the inferno with rain or summon a miracle of water. Instead, he simply instructed the fire to temper its scorching heat, allowing Ibrahim to walk out unscorched, his skin untouched by the searing blaze. This extraordinary restraint over the very element that destroys all else serves as a vivid testament to God's absolute sovereignty, illustrating that even the fiercest forces can be subdued at his command, and that those who confront adversity with pure faith may emerge unblemished, their spirits fortified by the very trials meant to break them. 2. Prophet Musa, pbuh. In a parallel tableau of divine rescue, Prophet Musa, pbuh, faced the seemingly insurmountable obstacle of an advancing Egyptian army pressing upon the Israelites, whose only hope lay across a broad, tumultuous river. Rather than constructing a bridge, engineering a raft, or appealing to a neighboring monarch, God commanded the waters themselves to part, creating a dry passage where none could have been imagined, allowing the children of Israel to march safely to freedom. This miraculous cleaving of the sea not only manifested God's omnipotence over nature, but also underscored a timeless principle. When human means falter, the Creator's boundless might provides an escape route that transcends every conceivable limitation. 3. Prophet Yusuf, pbuh. The saga of Prophet Yusuf showcases a different sort of divine choreography, wherein calamities cascade in succession: betrayal by his brothers, being cast into a deep well, sold into slavery, and later imprisoned for a crime he did not commit. Yet each misfortune was a stepping stone toward an elevated destiny. Rather than a swift rescue that restored him to his familial home, God's plan unfolded through a series of seemingly adverse events that ultimately positioned Yusuf at the pinnacle of Egyptian authority, granting him the capacity to save his kin from famine. This layered narrative teaches that divine providence may operate through prolonged suffering and hidden pathways, turning even the darkest pits into launchpads for unparalleled honor and influence. 4. Prophet Ayyub, pbuh. His ordeal further expands this motif of miraculous redemption. Afflicted with a disease that defied all medical remedies, abandoned by his family, and left to wither in a barren desert, he endured a prolonged trial that stripped him of health, dignity, and companionship. Yet, in a moment that shattered all expectations, God bestowed upon him a cure that not only restored his physical vigor, but also endowed him with renewed youth, strength, and beauty surpassing his former state. This extraordinary transformation illuminates God's capacity to convert utter desolation into a resurgence of life, confirming that even when human remedies fail, the divine's mercy can resurrect the broken beyond recognition. 5. Our beloved Prophet Muhammad S.A.W. The final historic exemplar arrives with the hijra of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, when he and his companion Abu Bakr, R.A. fled Mecca, pursued relentlessly by a hostile caravan that seemed poised to capture them within a cramped cavern. In a display of divine subtlety, Allah ordered a fragile spider's web and a pigeon's nest to drape the entrance, creating an illusion of abandonment that deceived the pursuers, who, unable to penetrate the seemingly deserted hideout, abandoned their chase. This seemingly trivial element, nature's own modest construction, served as a powerful shield, demonstrating that God can employ the simplest of creations to safeguard his messenger, turning ordinary obstacles into formidable barriers against the forces of oppression. Cyclone collectively, these accounts reveal a consistent theological rhythm. God permits peril to arise, yet he does not abandon his chosen ones in their moment of need. Instead, he orchestrates a miraculous exit that both validates his supreme authority and educates the faithful on the virtues of patience and reliance. The pattern suggests that adversity is not a random barrage, but a calibrated test designed to awaken deeper faith, to remind humanity that the Almighty's wisdom supersedes human comprehension, and that every looming catastrophe contains within it a concealed avenue of divine deliverance, awaiting only the steadfast heart to recognize it. Recycling for contemporary believers, these timeless illustrations serve as a compass directing attention toward unshakable iman, faith, amidst life's relentless storms, whether they manifest as financial hardship, illness, betrayal, or persecution. By internalizing the lesson that God's mercy is ever present, even in the darkest of valleys, the faithful can cultivate an inner resilience that transforms fear into hope, and despair into confidence that every trial is a conduit through which divine providence may manifest in unforeseen and wondrous ways. The key, therefore, lies not in seeking to control outcomes, but in surrendering to the divine plan, trusting that the Almighty's unseen hand will carve a path where none appears, just as he did for Ibrahim's fire, Musa's sea, Yusuf's prison, Ayyub's illness, and Mohammed's cave. Modern life continues to echo these ancient miracles. A family devastated by a sudden loss may find unexpected support through community. A chronic disease might be alleviated by an unanticipated breakthrough. An unjust imprisonment could lead to exoneration and a platform for advocacy. These contemporary parallels reaffirm that the same divine mechanics that once cooled a furnace, split a sea, and raised a captive to high office remain at work, invisible yet potent, urging humanity to remain vigilant, patient, and grateful, trusting that every apparent dead end is merely a prelude to a greater, divinely orchestrated opening. In conclusion, these prophetic experiences weaves a singular, unwavering message. Place your trust in Allah's plan, maintain an unyielding belief that no storm is insurmountable, and never abandon hope in the face of overwhelming adversity. For each trial, be it poverty, enmity, illness, or loss, serves as a crucible that refines faith, fortifies character, and ultimately guides believers toward a destiny illuminated by divine mercy. By embracing this perspective, the faithful can navigate life's fiercest trials with the confidence that the same God who cooled the fire for Ibrahim will, in his infinite wisdom, fashion a way through every modern tempest.